We're Bash Bros Movies and welcome to 2018. These are our first two reviews of 2017 movies that were the last movies of 2017 that we saw, and this is gonna be one of those movies. It's either gonna be The Greatest Showman or Jumanji, depending on which you watch. Welcome to the review. Speaking of Greatest Showman, it's listen, if you're someone who doesn't necessarily like musicals, it's not a movie for you, okay? Plain and simple. If you're debating whether to go see it or not, just don't go and see it. If you're by yourself, if your girl wants to go see it or whoever else wants to go see it with you, if you're someone who doesn't necessarily care about the genre of movies that you're gonna go watch and you can watch pretty much anything, this may just be the movie that you will enjoy because it's a very enjoyable movie. Aside from the music and the story, I mean, the movie is very beautiful to watch. The visuals are mesmerizing, to say the least. And the story is set in what, 1920s, earlier even. It was 18-somethings. And it tells the true story of, I was gonna say Caligula Barnum, man, but it is P.T. Barnum.
Well, it's not actually a true story.
Well, it is.
That's where they deviate.
Yeah.
It's not really inspired by.
It is inspired, but it's like.
Here's the thing about P.T. you gotta understand. This is the man who's credited with coining the phrase "there's a sucker born every minute."
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
He was a ruthless showman, businessman. He was Listen, he was about profit for himself.
Yeah.
Now, and he went about getting it whatever means necessary. So at one point he even ended up in politics, which makes sense. If you're greedy and you want money, politics is the way to go.
Yeah,
so
just like Luther, man.
So I'm glad that they didn't base this on a PD. They took his character, but they portrayed him in a way that's very different than what he was in real life. Yeah,
that's why it's inspired by the true story, not necessarily based upon it, even though there was some truth to some of the things that Hugh Jackman does in this movie. And seeing Hugh Jackman, I mean, just in his, pretty much in his element, because, I mean, yeah, let's face it, he's been Wolverine for 17 years.
Yeah, but this is the guy who loves to act, who's good at acting, and this is the guy who
did stuff before Wolverine,
who even grazed the theatrical stage, so he's in his element, I think, in musicals. Yeah,
definitely. And we've seen, we've seen it before in Les Miserables and a bunch of others. I mean, so, like, to see him do the thing that he probably thrives most in was definitely, I'm not gonna say a breath of fresh air, but it was really nice to see. It was fun and refreshing, definitely. And music only adds to it too.
Oh yeah, this probably has to be the most fun I had in the movies in a while. I actually really enjoyed it. A lot more than I thought I was gonna do. And I love musicals, you know that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I knew I was gonna enjoy this movie.
It's been almost a year since we saw last musical. So was La La Land pretty much about a year ago.
Yeah,
so.
But I had to pick a better movie or movie to rewatch. I'd go with The Greatest Showman. If I had to pick, like, if you put this to, it's like you gotta rewatch one of these while you're rewatching, I'm rewatching Greatest Showman.
Okay.
Yeah. And you actually got to see the artist formerly known as Zac Efron go back to his element.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, I've been so sick of seeing him in lousy comedies and just pretty much money grabs. I mean, like, the way his characters were written in some of the movies he was in was just bad, and it didn't do him justice to the actor that we know that he can be and has potential to be.
Well, and yeah, but this is the thing, growing up, getting your name in a High School Musical, there's only, it kind of labels you, you know?
I've never seen High School Musical.
No, I didn't. I saw like first 15 minutes of it, and I can never get those 15 minutes of my life back. I know there's a whole crowd out there that's crazy about him. I'm just not.
There's a fan theory I've seen a few days ago that basically makes his character a villain in that movie. So I was like, there's that.
Here's the thing about it: when you grow up with that, when that's your star. When that movie, that trilogy, that series, whatever, when that makes your career,
and
everything else, all the roles you get offered after that,
rom-coms and lousy comedies.
It's something Billy Zane said when he was doing after Titanic. Yeah, he was the villain
Yeah, yeah.
The fact of villain in Titanic, and he said after that it was very hard getting the roles because everybody knows you as the villain in Titanic. So I think Zac has the same.
I think that could be arguable, but
oh no, definitely. But I think Zac kind of has the same issue where everybody knows him as the guy in the High School Musical when he is capable of so much more.
Because
but
I don't
to see him in this element,
because I don't think Billy Zane is that. I don't think his stardom can be compared to Zac Efron's, for example.
No,
like,
but you're talking about two different ages.
Yeah, even though he's older and he was probably in better
The guy
movies,
was Phantom. That's all I'm saying. Zac Efron's never gonna be Phantom.
We can do a review of the Phantom some point in time or another. But listen, seeing Zac Efron in a role that he played before in a way, doing it in a better way than he was able to
mature.
Yeah, definitely. Man,
and the role that was called here was more mature. And you can see it.
And I think we can say the same about Zendaya, who was in, she briefly appeared in Spider-Man Homecoming, but she also had, I think, a big Disney TV movie career.
She was one of those Disney stars.
I never heard about her until Spider-Man Homecoming, but then I went and I was like, who is this girl? Like she looks so, I was like, who is she? She looks familiar, but I can't put, and then I was like, oh, Zendaya, okay, well, yeah, she definitely, she was in her element too. It's like her character and the way her character and Zac Efron's relationship in the movie ties to the entire story, I think was pretty cool to see and to watch, and I think it was pretty sweet to watch as well. So.
Oh yeah. And the movie, while it is fun, it also deals with multiple, I would say, themes that are relevant for today's age.
Definitely.
Everything from, it's a musical, so you have your, I would say, standard, the follow your dream, make it in life.
Yeah, that's why it's like comparing it to La La Land brings those differences together, because it was a year ago we got a musical about fulfilling the dreams and chasing your dreams, and this time we got another movie with that same theme, but was done in a much different way. As you said, probably a better way too in some aspects, or maybe just appeals to you more because Hugh Jackman's in it. Seriously, man, come on.
Silly.
I would rather watch Hugh Jackman than what's his name?
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
And Michelle.
I never really cared about Michelle Williams, man.
I actually did. I saw her in a couple of movies way back when, and she really kind of stuck.
And she was in a movie last year too, but it was also a dramatic
Manchester
movie.
by the Sea.
Yeah, Manchester by the Sea. So
when I see her name in the credits, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. So, but the overall movie, it's just. I'm telling you, we did the double feature. We watched Jumanji, and after that we watched Greatest Showman.
I'm not sure which review is posted first, but.
And the thing is, I enjoyed, no matter how much I enjoyed Jumanji,
we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later.
In another video.
I had fun watching the Greatest Showman.
Definitely, man.
It really was, man. And the story was captivating.
Definitely.
From start to finish, it draws you in. First song in, you're like, okay, let's see what's going on. You see a kid and a girl.
That's why I think anybody can go watch this movie and enjoy it. Like, if you're a guy who doesn't like musicals, of course, you know,
don't
watch
it.
yourself.
Like, it's a waste of time. There's no.
But dude, if you wanna take your girl, go see a movie. Do a double feature with Jumanji, and if you haven't
just watch one movie, just watch this one.
Yeah, or really watch both of them.
If you're looking in the schedule and you're like, okay, what I'm gonna take my kids to see?
Because the only other movie playing is Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and you've probably seen that already and enjoyed it. If not, okay, but it's like you need something else. Jumanji and The Greatest Showman are definitely two choices that are. I'm not gonna say worthy of replacing Star Wars, but it's like they're great movies not to miss.
In themselves, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in both of them.
Yeah. So your rating go.
You go first.
I go first with Jumanji, man.
Alright, like a solid 25.
You know what? I'm not gonna go that high. I'm just gonna go a little bit lower than you. It's gonna be a 24, simply because it's a musical. It has a lot of listeners.
Everything I want to see in a movie, I got it.
Definitely.
It didn't disappoint. Okay, I didn't have any great expectations. I just wanted a good movie.
Listen,
and he delivered. But the whole plot line is there. The story is in there. They didn't just throw stuff together.
Definitely.
They worked on this. The songs, the
choreography,
acting.
yeah.
You just listen. You had to put this together.
Yeah, definitely.
And it probably took a longer time than this wasn't green screened, all right?
No,
At
it
least
was,
not
yeah,
all of it.
that's yeah.
You can't green screen this stuff.
Some
This,
of it, at least.
Yeah, stuff that happens here, you have to act through it.
And it's the cost, it's like, I mean, costumes, like, I think this movie is definitely gonna go into Oscars with
Listen, there's
some
a
nominations,
reason.
man.
There's
Definitely.
a reason he nabbed 3 Golden Globes. He grabbed one for Best Actor, Best Picture, and I can't remember what the third one was. But so he's gonna grab a couple of Oscar nominations as well.
Definitely.
And he definitely deserves it.
Definitely.
It's that good.
Yeah.
And it's a movie for the whole family. So you can take your kids, you can take your
Yeah.
wife, your in-laws, outlaws. Take them all.
Yeah, especially someone who doesn't like musicals and you want to torture them, this is the perfect torture.
Exactly. For all those outlaws you don't like.
Exactly.
Or in-laws.
Exactly. Until next time, Bash Bros up.